I want to play a game, a dark game, by the name of Darkest Dungeon. And dark is definitely the word that describes this pretty well, if you had to describe it in one word. I'm a little lazy and uncreative at naming my save games, which turned out unintentionally funny. This is called the Second Attempt Estate, which is rather strange. Okay, so basically the story is your ancestor screwed up, was looking, digging for secrets underneath his mansion, and then unleashed eldritch horrors. The whole setting is very much Lovecraftian inspired, and it's really gritty and dark, and you can see the art styles. Their eyes all in the shadows, and it's just a really gritty art style. Pretty interesting, very unusual. Well, not very unusual. What is unusual is this right here. This bar here is their stress level, and it's not something that I've seen in any other role-playing game so far. This is definitely something that you have to deal with, and you'll see. So right now we need more heroes. That's good. Man-at-arms is always useful.
Strength of youth may be spent, but his eyes hold the secrets of 100 campaigns.
Let's see. Yeah, another bounty hunter would be good. So we've got, they can have quirks. They can also have positive and negative. They can also get diseases. Minus 10% general stress resist and minus 20% versus beast. That's a problem. That guy gets freaked out pretty quickly, and stress is a huge problem, I can tell you. In fact, I've already lost quite a few heroes to heart attacks, which is pretty weird. But they can die of heart attack. When the stress bar fills up all the way once, they get some kind of negative emotional state. Like they can get abusive or selfish or fearful, which or masochistic, which all have some problems. Like fearful, for example, may mean they skip a turn. Masochistic has a chance of them hurting themselves at the beginning of a turn. For stress relief, you can send them either to the abbey to meditate, pray, or flagellate. Apparently the caretaker is doing that right now. And yeah, this guy here definitely needs some stress relief. He also has a torn rotator. Reduces melee skills. But the more important thing really is to heal his stress. This guy should also get some stress lowered. So let him drink, and the rogue can do roguish things in the brothel. Devious things. Well,
how else are you supposed to relax?
One has to do devious things to relax, right? It doesn't have to be super devious. I'm pretty sure vanilla sex is fine for stress reduction. But anyway. So, let's send them on a quest. Items in this game are also pretty harsh. For every positive effect, you have a negative effect. Period. So they always have their issues. As you can see, this one here gives plus 20% damage if rank 4, plus 20% debuff skill chance, but also minus 30% heal skills and heal received. So you always have to deal with some negative effects as well, which is pretty harsh, really. Okay, so who do I want to take? And yeah, sometimes heroes can't be found because they linger in the brothel or in the bar, or go to other bars and brothels because they haven't had enough and you can't find them, which is pretty interesting. And provisions, they need food. A shovel can be really good to have, but I'm pretty low on funds right now, so the most important thing is torches. Bandages and anti-venom are definitely good to have, but I'm so low on money. Let's see, they'll have to deal with that.
I knew all these paths once. Now they are as twisted as my own ambitions.
And the narrator is really good. I mean, awesome voice acting.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
And he's very much on the pessimistic, cynical side. Often reminds heroes that even when they're successful, that it's gonna get harder, and don't become too overconfident. Of course.
Nature herself.
Well, I can't get around this, so they'll have to deal with that. It's bad because it will take time, so it lowers the light, it will stress them out, and it stresses them out a lot. And it also does a bit of damage. So this is really not good, but I just can't afford the shovel right now. Okay, let's hope there won't be any more obstacles. Yeah, scouting sometimes gives you information about what you're about to encounter. Yeah, there we go. Hunger seems to be triggered randomly. Like sometimes they require it pretty soon after having started the journey. Other times they can go for quite a while without eating. So that's the tricky part. You can't really anticipate how much food they're gonna need. So yeah, it's a lot of guesswork. Resource management is really the main thing here. Managing gold, stress, all kinds of things, really. Alright, judge the spider. Let's just crush those maggots.
Executed with impunity.
Yeah, occasionally the narrator also has positive things to say. Encouragement. He does that too sometimes. But overall, well, I guess he's about as negative as the situation kind of dictates, because, yeah, it's pretty messed up, for sure. And I definitely like to see this kind of approach for a change, because, usually the party is this, heroic group of fearless individuals who are just, striding forth and dominating the monsters, and even if things look bad, they usually are not too discouraged. And another one of those. This sucks. Can I avoid that? Well, yeah, I can backtrack. I actually kind of want to. Problem is, backtracking, they don't like that either. But it's still going to stress them out less than having to deal with that crap. So I'd rather do that. So this year really shows more the, flawed human nature. Like, they may be a group of heroes, but, heroes are not perfect, and they're certainly not fearless. And, it depends on whether you want to call them heroes or mercenaries. This time they ate a lot more than I anticipated. Yeah. Oh, great. So, interacting with anything is always a risk. You can have a positive effect, or crap can happen. Actually, no, since my main goal here is exploration, I should probably check this room out. And I really need to keep the light up, because dim light increases the stress and also increases the likelihood of monsters ambushing them. So not what we... Oh, I hate the Eldritch push. This is really bad, because then now I have to painstakingly change the order again, because not everybody can, from any position, attack anything. Yeah, I kind of have to. It sucks because they basically skip a turn that way, but I have to re-establish order, otherwise some skills are simply not available in certain positions. So that's quite the problem, obviously. Yeah, I really want to get rid of her because her stressful incantations and her eldritch pushes are really, really annoying. Stress is quite often more of a problem than health, because it requires resources to heal, of course. So since you have limited facilities for relieving stress, eventually they're just going to be full, and also relieving stress is, well, it costs gold and it costs quite a bit. So it's actually easier to heal damage because there is no mana or anything. They can just use those skills in every round. So healing is actually pretty cheap comparatively. Well, it's basically free, so no worries there. Whereas everything else is not. Recovering stress certainly is not free. Well, okay, not quite true. There are some camp skills that heal stress, so that's an exception. Yes, definitely need some more healing here. And yeah, so pretty nasty things can happen when they get too stressed out, and you can get insane chain reactions. I've had a ridiculous case of the entire party dying of heart attacks due to excess stress, because usually if they already are at elevated stress levels, if one of the characters breaks, snaps and just freaks out, they can just trigger everybody else. And because the problem is, if one of them loses it and becomes unstable and gets abusive, say, they will insult and demean the other party members, which will stress them out too. And then you have this really nasty problem of everybody's stress level increasing more and more. And as soon as the first person dies of a heart attack, say, then everybody else is going to get stressed out even more. And then the next person dies, and then the others freak out even more. Then they start having some kind of disorder, and then they produce more and more stress, and it gets ridiculous. It seems to me that the stress mechanics could be tweaked a little, because right now, when you have bad luck, it just gets ridiculous. Like the party is suddenly completely they're whipping each other into a crazed, stressed out frenzy, and they just all lose it. So it can be a little over the top. But in general, I definitely find it interesting that this is in place, because if you think about it, the places where they have to fight their way through and what they have to face, and considering that just regular fighting just regular people is already stress. All kinds of fighting are definitely a lot of stress, and let alone facing horrors like this. I mean, these guys here are not as bad as some of the other things, but it's definitely not something pleasant. And if you can get PTSD from fighting regular humans and fighting monsters, you can imagine. especially also seeing your team members getting, receiving horrible wounds, or starting to freak out and whatnot. That would be stressful for sure. Okay. Yeah, kleptomania. Okay, well, that was instant karma for you. Well, I'll be nice and heal you anyway, even though you're a thief. Okay. I also really like the character design. The outfits look pretty cool. The weapons and armor are not ridiculously over the top, which I always appreciate. And it's also nice that... damn it. I actually ran out of food. You are gluttons on this excursion, I have to tell you. And it's like, nom 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 nom. I can't even let them keep... Oh, damn it. Seriously? How did they get surprised with radiant light? Well, there's always a chance. At least it's not too terrible. I should have that guy in the front. That's just where he's best. Alright, let's dazzle one of those. Oh, no! Good. Eldritch Push is extremely annoying. What to do? Well, Plague Grenade is always good. So yeah, I was talking about the designs. So in general, the female characters have, pretty reasonable equipment. Aside from these individuals there, they don't have, ridiculously skimpy outfits with no purpose other than to show off their tits and ass. That's just a very common RPG trope, of course. And in case of these cultist acolytes, it makes certain sense that they show cleavage because, they do naughty things on altars and stuff. I'm sure. Sex magic and whatever. Orgies on dark altars. Yeah, stressful incantations. I hate when they do that. And there we go. His resolve is tested. And now he's selfish, which is not good.
Preservation is paramount at any cost.
So yeah, now he's going to drag the others down over time, which of course I do not approve of. They're just not going to be this epic, flawless heroes in shining armor at all times. They're going to be, scared, stressed out people in dirty, rusty armor with, concerns for their own safety and, kleptomania and perverted fetishes and all kinds of things. The game certainly is hard, I have to say. At least I find it pretty hard. In general, it seems very well designed. The hero designs are good. Monster designs are pretty good. Rather appalling sometimes. Unappealing, like in case of these mushroom things here. And they did a pretty good job with the animations. I mean, there's not too much animation really. You have the idle animation, but the actual attacks are really not animated. It just has this kind of attack swoosh that has minimal animation, but really they animate mainly the entire sprite and not individual movements. So I imagine that saved the developers quite a bit of time and work, but it still looks very good. So it's quite nice, despite not having a whole lot of animations. It looks lively, I'd say. So it's a pretty good job. Seriously, you just keep doing that and keep getting punished for it. You don't learn your lessons, do you? I should eventually treat that quirk. Would you like some plague with your fries, good sir? And... more healing? Always more healing. Yep, critical healing. Awesome. Yeah.
Mortality clarified in a single strike.
Yes, there are guns too. Okay, which one was... Yeah, that's the one that does extra damage against marked. Yeah, that's pretty good. Good job.
Death waits for the slightest
That's actually
lapse in concentration.
reasonable dual wielding because he has a longer blade and then a dagger as well. That's pretty neat. Yeah, if people wonder what I think about the weapons in this game, they definitely suit the aesthetic, the overall art style. They are in very poor condition, but it makes certain sense, and definitely, you know, fits with how messed up everything looks overall. But they're pretty reasonable in general. Not massive exaggeration. You know what, this is pretty hard to pass up. Pretty good buff. Let's go for that. What the? Okay. There you go. Well done.
Injury and despondence set the stage for heroism or cowardice.
Yeah, and here we've got the problem of the remains of that fat dude being in the way. So not everybody will be able to reach it. Oh, come on. I hate when they refuse to get healed. It is extremely obnoxious. I think as a punishment I should send him... I should use flagellation for his stress healing when we get back to town. I do have enough food for camp now, so let's do that. What? Are you serious? Okay.
Circle in the dark.
I don't have enough to get actual healing out of it, which is rather unfortunate. But somebody may be able to do healing. No, that's a buff. We primarily, yeah, wound care, there we go. But what I'm primarily interested in is anything that removes stress. Do we have anything? Stress resist, it's all fine and good. Yeah, self-medicate, that works. Reduces a bit of stress and heals the bleeding. This needle is for me, finally. Ah, my heroin. Yeah. Don't do drugs, kids. It's not okay, even if you wear a leather bird's mask. It's never okay to do drugs. More pep talk. I definitely like some of the comments. Ow! Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier.
A blazing star is born.
This terrible chain reaction where as soon as somebody has lost their mind, they're just gonna mess everybody else up. It's that bad. You could get into some real trouble. I mean, I could abandon the quest, but that, of course, that also increases their stress. Oh, that guy! He's really getting on my nerves. See, he's stressing me out too. He's just stressing everybody. There. He's close to death's door. Not good. And I really need to keep an eye out on this. I do not want him to die of a heart attack. I really don't. Uh-oh. Yeah. He really cannot take much more stress. And
Teetering on the brink. facing the abyss.
This is really bad. Oh, that guy. That fucking guy. He's extremely annoying. There, at least he accepted that. Kind of have to... Well, they could both refuse healing. I don't know if his condition includes refusing healing, but I wouldn't be surprised. He might just say, "Hey, did I order you to heal me? No, I didn't, bitch!" Because he's just kind of a cunt right now. That's kind of a strange choice of words, but who cares, right? Well, some people will, I know, but some people always care. No matter what you say, they're always going to be pissed in some way. In very unexpected ways sometimes. Uh-oh. This is bad. I did not want that at all. Creepy grunt. You are so messed up. Uh-oh.
Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
I may need to abort the mission. That really now. Since they're both messed up. This is quite a problem and I don't have anything to heal. I really just need exploration, damn it. I can't really risk it, that's the problem. Are you crazy? Oh, he kind of is. No, this is really not looking good. Ow.
Perched at the very
No,
precipice.
no, we need to abort. I do not want to lose those heroes. Oh, and now he does have a heart attack, doesn't he?
Another
Shit.
life wasted in the pursuit.
Yeah, no. We need to... What? That guy. Yeah. This is how bad it can get. The game is just really, really merciless. What are you doing? There we go.
Wise general conferences and regroups.
So since he's at death's door now, I can't really... I don't know if they can actually die outside of combat. Maybe it's time for me to... Oh, but I can't do anything anyway. I would have to get into that room to continue downwards. So nope, I'll have to abandon the quest, which is really disappointing. A death for nothing. And oh great, they picked up some, well, a few positive, a few negative quirks, but yeah, this is how it can go. What? Okay, he was caught making strange requests in the brothel, so now he has the deviant tastes quirk. What did you ask for? Does it involve tentacles or something? Do you have Cthulhu fetishes? Do I really want to know? No, I do not. So yes, the brothel won't accept him anymore because, well, he's a fucked up pervert and shouldn't be allowed near anybody. Anyway, so yes, just to give you a first impression of this game, I definitely enjoy it. It's very interesting, it's well done. It's pretty hard, as said. And I think the stress mechanic is overdone at this point. But yeah, they're still working on it. There may still be changes. So I hope you enjoyed the video and thanks for watching. Creepy, creepy pervert.